Hi everyone, welcome you once again to Micro Learning. This is Shailaja with Class 11 Introduction to Microeconomics. So today we are going to see about Class 11 First Chapter Microeconomics. So in today's class I am going to teach you some basic concepts that we use in economics. Now first, what is an economy? Economy is nothing but the means of work or the means of living. How a human being is going to live. Whether he is going to depend on agriculture sector, whether he is going to depend on industrial sector, or whether he is going to depend on the service sector. Okay, some sector he has to accommodate himself to earn his living as such. Not only the agriculture, industry and service sector, it is the culture of a country, the religious functions of the country, an IPL match, everything contributes towards the economy. Now we are going to see the vital function of an economy. Every economy has this chainical process. First one is production. Okay. Production is done for whom? It is for the consumers. So whatever is being produced by the manufacturer, or we call him as producer, reaches the ultimate consumer. The consumer pays for the product and he buys the product. So when he is buying the product, money flows from the consumer to the producer. So this way it goes. Okay, so that money stands as a capital formation for the economy. So for every business, okay, exchange has to take place, and that exchange stands as a capital formation for the economy. Then why study economics? Why should you study economics? The main reason for studying economics is for a single word called as scarcity. What do you mean by scarcity? As we keep on using our natural resources, day to day the resources are getting depleted. So what happens? Scarcity arises. For example, petrol, diesel. What we have done, as these resources are getting depleted and as the value of these prices are increasing, we have switched over to e-vehicles. So when we have switched over to e-vehicles, there what happens? The resource that we have already taken, petrol and diesel, has gone down to a greatest level. It has become very scarce. So people have changed their style of a vehicle into e-vehicles. What is scarcity? Scarcity means that is according to the demand we cannot supply, because there is a shortfall of the resources. So scarcity refers to limitation of supply, but there is a great demand for the commodity. When there is great demand for commodity, to that equal extent we cannot supply the commodity because the resources are scarce there. So economics is concerned with selection of resources under conditions of scarcity. So according to the scarcity, we select, consumers select the product according to it. Now what are resources? Land is a resource, labor is a resource, capital is a resource, and the last one is organization. So these resources, that is especially land and labor, these two resources are called as primary resources, and this has been created by the universe. As far as capital and entrepreneur, or we call it as a businessman or an organizer, any whatever way we call it as, these two have been created by man. So this is called as a secondary source. So what is a primary source? Land and labor are supposed to be primary source created by nature. Capital and organization are supposed to be secondary factors because it is man-made factors as such. Next is what we are supposed to do. With whatever resources we have to make our optimum living according to that. Okay, with whatever we get, whatever resource we are getting it, with that we have to utilize it to the optimum. Optimum is nothing but to the greatest level to get satisfaction out of it. What is the economic problem now? Now we have choices whether to go, because human beings have unlimited wants. So now we have to choose from this limited resources whether we want this product or whether we want that product according to the money that we have in our hand. So now choices become another option. Okay, because man's wants are always unlimited. But what about the resource? Resources are very scarce. So a man has to think about alternative sources. This has become a very great problem in the economy. So choice. Now scarcity of resources. Once upon a time we have great ponds, then we had wells at home, that became bore, then it became sump, now it has become into bottles, futurely it may become into capsule waters also. So resources are becoming very scarce because human wants are unlimited and we are not able to supply the commodity according to the demand of the consumers. So resource, unlimited human wants. A man goes into a shop. He would have planned from his house only he wants to buy, say for example, he wants to buy a cricket bat or a ball or anything else which is connected to the game that he or she likes. But once he enters, he buys the commodity. After that, he goes into various stalls and he sees new things. So a human being is not able to control when he sees so many goods. So a man is having unlimited wants. As soon as one want is filled up, another want emerges again. Now, how about the resources? We have to use these resources alternatively. Because why do we use it alternatively? Because they are very scarce. So we are supposed to put into various uses. And you should know which is important, which has to be prioritized first, and that resource has to be taken and we have to put it for alternative resources. So now what is economics? Economics is a social science because it is related to social science subject, which studies the way of society choose the use of its limited resources. Okay, so what we are having? We are having only limited resources which have alternative uses. We have to use that limited resources for alternative uses. And with that, what we are supposed to do? We are supposed to produce goods and services. And that we have to distribute among the group of people who are in need of it. So, what did we understand now about economics? It's a study about limited resources which have alternative uses, out of which we have to produce goods and services. Okay, and we have to distribute it to whom? To the different groups of people. So I hope you have understood. So those who are watching the channel for the first time, please click on to the bell button, subscribe for me and support me for further notifications. Thank you very much.